And we'll say this now, the last 2 weeks, I felt something different with this team than the prior game.
Hello everybody and welcome back to our channel. What happens behind closed doors is meant to remain behind closed doors. NFL plans to place cameras in home team locker rooms starting 2013. We're bound to have loads of stories. Here are some of the incidents that happened behind those doors. Houston, Texas players stayed inside the space throughout the enjoying of the anthem. The Chiefs were on the field for each song with solely linebacker Alex Okafor, the previous University of Lone Star State star, taking a knee throughout the anthem. Lift each voice and sing is typically mentioned just like the Black Anthem. NBC sideline communicator Michelle Tafoya, aforementioned Texans government vice chairman of soccer operations Jacker Easterby, told her that Texans players set as a team to stay inside the space, thus there would be no mistaking of celebrating one song or throwing shade on the opposite. After the anthem, the Texans jogged onto the ground and players from each group fastened arms and stood at heart for what the arena public address announcer knew as a moment of silence dedicated to the continued fight for equality in our country. While Arizona Cardinals head coach Cliff Kingsbury has a few years before him as a tutor in NFL locker rooms following a win, he can perpetually keep in mind what he had to say one Sunday's 32-30 final over the Buffalo Bills. Here's Kingsbury's once the sport within the room. "That's the kind of win that gets America rolling," he said. "That's the kind you build off of. You are unbroken fighting. You practice your expletive off all week. That's a hell of work. Currently, we tend to set ourselves up for a Thursday night face-off. So let's celebrate this one for regarding 12 hours, not the 24. Not the 24 at this point. Get your 12 smart ones so revisit and obtainable to play primetime, Thursday night." Kingsbury has got to feel maligned. His decision-making was under attack. Furthermore, several Jets players reportedly catcalled and taunted Saints inside the house. She waited to interview quarterback Mark Hector Havoydebon. Coaches additionally allegedly threw footballs on the fields as they could land close to her. In Good Morning America nowadays, Saints aforementioned what happened within the sector was a joke. However, as presently as she walked into the house truly mortified. "I have all the eye of the complete area. However, I did not feel in peril," she said. That's when Saints tweeted she was dying of embarrassment and known as the atmosphere uncomfortable for a girl to be inside the house. Saints took the incident while not changing into upset. "I do not concentrate. You acknowledge have to be compelled what you wish to attempt to," she said. Although Saints aforementioned she wasn't too involved regarding what happened, others around her were. Woody Johnson, the team's owner, apologized to Saints in person. The Saints threw a dance party once beating the Buccaneers with the foremost spectacular wins. The City Saints dominated the Bay Buccaneers, cruising to a 38-3 triumph over their division rival. The sport was over nearly as presently as the result of it began, with the Saints rating touchdowns on 4 of their first 5 drives. After the game, the Saints celebrated inside the road area with an associate impromptu dance party that became a quiet scene. It was stunning a result of the 2020 NFL season has provided to this point. What had been beat as a potential game of the year was instead mostly over once the first 10 minutes of action. However, whereas the action on the world over quickly, the celebration inside the Saints area went on for a long time. Following the post-game action on through the social media accounts of many players, the dance party that the Saints aroused throwing was quite a spectacle. Party once Dolphin beats Jets. Once reporters entered the house once the team's 26-18 triumph against the New York Jets. The music was enjoying and smiles were everywhere. Simply put, the party still was happening. There were many unforgettable scenes, like quarterback Ryan Fitzpatrick giving every of the team offensive linemen a hug. However, none stood out the most quantity as those involving head coach Brian Flores. Owner Stephen Ross has given Flores with a sports ball to commemorate his first triumphs as associate NFL head coach, which was followed by Dolphin players vocalizing for Flores to create a speech. He acquiesced, talking regarding the diligence that it took for the Dolphins to urge the elusive triumph. Once the players' musical Victory Monday, Flores aforementioned he so would have Triumph Monday. "If you so smart nowadays," linebacker Baker aforementioned. "We simply believed in one another. We did not care what anybody else had to say. We believe in each other, and nowadays it's just a touching glimpse of what's to come back. We're going to keep going out there and simply keep operating, keep doing what we've got to undertake to. If we tend to play along, we are going to vie with anybody." This is it for today's video. Stay tuned for more updates and don't forget to like and subscribe.